So I just got done doing a Taurus reading. If you guys have not checked out the Dark Energy read yet, go check it out. It's up for my Tauruses. Um, I wanted to touch more in on this energy that was coming in through the reading, which was for a lot of my Tauruses who are contemplating about quitting their job and going, trying to be an entrepreneur or just really, really wanting to be an entrepreneur. Okay, y'all. Taurus, my masculine and my feminine. You cannot be afraid. And I know you guys are looking at making sure your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed and making sure you have plan A, plan B, plan C, that you're not being afraid. You're just thinking logically, but it really is you just being afraid. Like you're not really trusting that the mother has you, that the spirit, that the infinite energy, whatever you want to call that infinite power that lies behind your intuition, your subconscious, that tells you it's time to go or it's time for you to start that business. It's time for you to stop relying on someone else's dream to make you finances. It's time for you to stop waking up whenever it's time for you to stop following the lead of another man or female in their dream, in their company. It's time for you to start working for yourself. You guys, you just got to do it. And I'm going to give you guys a little story here. Yeah, I gotta excuse me. I am so relaxed. I usually I stay in a very meditation type of energy all the time, which is very relaxing for us Tauruses. However, I remember when I had first had my first child, and I was so overprotective. I was very old, and well, I wasn't a teen. I wasn't a teen mom, but I was in my early 20s. And I was very aware of things. I was a new mom and everything. And I remember I had to go back to work. I had to work. I had to hustle. And, to take care of my living expenses and things of that. And I just did not, I did it for like maybe 5 months. I worked full time. I was working in a nursing field at the time, so I was working like 12-hour shifts. And I would just dread it. I would just feel miserable because I felt like like I had this human being and I had to have someone else. Someone else was taking care of my child and experiencing something that they probably don't care about or genuinely, have respect for. They were getting to see all those great moments, and I was stuck working. It just didn't make any sense to me. So I just was like, it came to a point because I just like, that saying where they say, like the older folks say, ain't nobody gonna take, well, I say it now, ain't nobody gonna take care of your children or your family like you are gonna take care of your family. So I was just like, I just made my mind up one day. It was like a cold winter day, and I was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I had to get up because I had to take my child to childcare, catch the bus, do all those things to get to work. And I just was like, I'm not doing this. I am not leaving my child. Again, it's not fair, and it's just not. I just was very set on it. I was just like, fuck this. I'm just not doing it. I don't know how I'm going to pay my rent. I don't know where it's going to come from, but I ain't going to work, and I didn't. I did not. I was working for an agency at that time, so I was able to still make some hours. I kid you guys not, I didn't just completely stop. I still made, a little bit of money, but I would only work like 1 or 2 days a week. Kid you guys not. And that was really iffy still then. And I had found was able to find a really really good home care. No, I'm sorry, a really good child care service at that time, but I still didn't trust their asses because it was some stuff I was still picking up on. But I still and to be honest with you guys, it became a point of time where I was just like, fuck that. I'm just not doing it. I'm not doing I hate the job anyways. And I just didn't trust anybody to raise my child. So that was just me walking out on faith. Like it wasn't even just faith. It's just I left myself no other choice. I really did. I was just like, I'm just not. It's either my child or it's money. And I chose my child because I could see that my young child at that time was not happy. I wasn't happy. I was worried. I was stressed. It just was not. I just was like, fuck that. And I kid you not, it became a point of time, you guys, that money was just coming. I would go and pay my rent, and they would send me back the check or whatever and be like, your rent was already paid or this was already taken care of. And I'm not saying everybody's life is going to be like this, like how, everybody's energy is different, but bulls, Tauruses, or whoever this touches at this time, you guys, you gotta stop trying to figure out every single details and make sure that you don't mess up or is this the right decision? Like some of y'all feel it down deep in your soul that you should be doing your own business or you need to be being self-efficient where you don't have to rely. You want it. Some of y'all want it so fucking bad you can taste it. And you have to go for it. You really do. You have to leave. You just can't let those worries or let that stress or let that energy come in where it's telling you, oh, you're going to be homeless or you're not going to make it. You just got to do it. You're not. You got to do it. You got to put your power forth and you got to do it. And you got to believe it and you got to work hard. You gotta put the energy forth. You can't be like especially when you in the beginning stages. You gotta really make sure this is really your passion. Whatever you're trying to do when it comes to your business, make sure it's your passion. Like this is what you do every day. This is what you think about every day. Like this is a part of you. Whatever you're trying to create. And you put that energy out. You hustle. You find ways to advertise. You just do what you gotta do. Everything will fall into place. Everything will come in like money. Don't worry about that, you guys. I felt that very deep in my readings that a lot of you guys just really want to step out and just do your own thing. But with the bull, it's always that but what if? It's like we hate to be ungrounded. We hate to have our stability fucked up, especially if we're taking care of people or, we just don't like that. Fucking stresses us out like no other. So what I'm saying to you guys is you just gotta do it. You really do. I mean, I had a few jobs as my child became older and everything. And, I had a few more jobs after that. But ever since 2009, man, it wasn't no making my mind up. I just wasn't going to work for anybody else again. I was like, fuck that. Fuck the motherfuckers and me making money for their asses and them and they're in the company not appreciating me or they're not valuing me. I'm easy to be replaced. Like, fuck y'all. Now you see the tables have flipped. Now if y'all look at the pandemic and y'all look at everything that's going on and if you watch the 3D realm, the news and everything, like motherfuckers out here begging for you. They trying to give you the salary that they should have been giving a lot of these McDonald's workers and Walmart workers and everything. They're trying to give you that manager, so-called manager salary just to be a basic cashier or to be a cook and everything. Stuff that you should have been paying. The energy is trying to change because people are desperate. But you got multi-billionaires living out their dreams and everything, while there are paying their workers barely nothing. Like you can't even shop or eat at the same place that you work at off of the salary you make. So, you guys, just like, man, times is really changing. Like, you got to come out that a lot of you guys need to come out of that paradigm of that this is it, working for another company. You got to switch your paradigm around. Like, you got to come out that old energy of, that 9 to 5, if this is what you're trying to do. I'm not saying everybody's trying. I'm talking about the ones that I was picking up in the reading. Like, if this is what you're trying to do, you really got to stand in your fucking power and like, you know what, fuck that. You got to really have your time. Like, you got to have your moment where you're like, fuck all of this. Like, I ain't doing this shit no more. When you get fed up, and that's with anything in life, you don't give yourself no other options. It's like, fuck it. I'm done. And that's when everything kicks in. That's when your reality shifts. When you really feel it down deep in your motherfucking balls and your motherfucking vagina that it's done. Like, I'm done. That's the point where your reality shifts. So I hope this reaches the energy that I was picking up in the reading, and I hope you guys make that major change. You deserve it. It's your fucking birthright. Take that shit and boss the fuck up.